Hi everyone, this is John here from ContraBIM, and in this video I want to do a quick demonstration of the AMT plus C5D collaborative template. Between myself and Eric Bobrow, we've come together to deliver master template enabled with ContraBIM's 5D estimating workflow. So I'm really excited about this collaboration. I think we're going to be able to reach a lot of people and help a lot of people take that step into quantification and cost estimating using their ARCHICAD models. And so I think it's going to be a really powerful thing for a lot of people and really excited about it. But it's not just the template that we have offered as part of the larger ARC5D solution. We also have a training program coming up called the Quantity and Cost Estimating course. It's a 6-week course that runs starting on August 14th. And in that course, we'll go into a lot more of the theory behind this workflow, and as well as get users to build their own working estimate from their ARCHICAD project. So we'll build on that from week to week, and then after we run through that course, we'll have a training, or actually a coaching program that will run for 8 weeks, and where we'll actually take questions and look at different projects and help those users who are trying to implement this solution to troubleshoot some of the issues that they might find along the way, or just general questions they might have. So, okay, so what we have that we're looking at here is this is the first thing you'll see when you open up the new template file. So I just fired up the TPL file that comes along as part of the purchase. In this case, we're looking at the USA version, which is available right now at the ARCHICADestimating.com website. The international version is getting close to being ready. We're going to have that actually before the training starts next week, so look for that being posted on Monday, August 12th. So a little background about the template file here. So this is the first view you'll see, but there's also another worksheet that's opened up here that's called the Legends 3D. And what's special about these legends is this isn't just the default master template legends. This is actually a separate file, and I'll navigate to it here real quickly. This is a separate file that's part of the package that is already preloaded for cost reporting and for estimating. So you'll see here, if you zoom in real close, we inspect some walls here. This is an interior wall, and it has chipboard, it has a framing member, and chipboard on the other side. So it's all loaded up with cost. And so for everything that's in the master template legends, we've loaded the ContraBIM 5D properties on top, so that when you're working in your actual project template, this is right here at your fingertips, where you can just eyedrop elements and start modeling with those settings. So it's a really powerful solution, and a powerful workflow to be able to just take these, start with it. If you need to modify it to fit your own design purposes, then you can quickly do so. But these are a really good starting point that are all preloaded, set up for costing, set up for quantities, and all of these will populate onto the predefined reports that make up the overall estimating solution. So let's take a quick look at that now, just the view structure here. So you'll notice that we have a C5D estimating folder now. So this is new to master template, and within here we have actually a user guide which will walk you through the process of setting up and linking your new project with the ContraBIM estimate template. It also has all the cost reports, of course. It has some different zone reports, some detailing reports, and some audits as well to kind of help you organize and get your content in line with your office standards. So, but let's go ahead and set up a brand new project here. So again, this is the first view that you'll see. And in this case, I'm actually going to select, well, let's just do a quick marquee around what we have available and started. So, so as part of the master template, you have this kind of sample little building that's set up. It's got just a few little rooms, a few pieces of furniture. And so in this case, we are just going to start by deleting that, because these are actually already loaded up for cost. So some of these elements are loaded onto these reports. But in this case, I'm just going to unlock and delete everything that's associated with it. And we'll also delete those other elements there. I'm also going to delete these labels because I don't really want to see those either. So, okay, so now that we've done that, let's go and I just want a view that's going to have pretty much everything turned on. And I actually created a view for this. It's under the C5D layers. So this is something that just turns on pretty much everything. It's kind of my like default view for when I want to work with pretty much all the 3D content at once. So let's just load that up. And we can also go over here to, let's go to the Legends 3D. So we'll load up the Legends in just a separate tab here as a way of just doing some eye dropping. And so we'll go in here and let's just pick up the settings of this exterior stucco wall that already has, let's see, it's already got the outside finish loaded up. It's got plywood, it's got framing, it's got gypboard, it's got blanket insulation, and even a weather barrier. So let's take this and let's start modeling with this just real quickly. So I just want to show you how easy it is to get going and to just create a general, I don't know, we'll do something a little bit more interesting than a box, but there we go. I actually hate having lines that aren't square, so I'm going to make that quick little fix right there. So now that we've drawn in just the general exterior walls on this, let's quickly come in here and just kind of zoom into a corner to see what's going on. So we have drywall again, framing, plywood, and exterior stucco. So if we go to our rough carpentry report here, we should see some of these quantities being calculated. So, and we do right here, we see our wood framing member with the insulation graphic. So that's one building material. And we also see the plywood. So what's unique about this report is this is actually a component-based report. And because we are unchecking this little box right here that says keep components together in schedule, by letting it separate out like this, it allows us to separately price the wood framing from the plywood. So when we have these model elements that have multiple scopes included in one element, then this is how we can break those out and price them separately. So similarly, if we go to the, say, the plaster and drywall composite-based report, we should see our drywall on the interior as well as the stucco on the exterior. So one report pulling elements that have multiple scopes into that report, which is a really powerful workflow. And if we merge these, we can see all the instances. And so there we go, gypsum board, stucco, and we have our outside finish type. We have our inside finish type with the cost associated with both. We also have the sheathing here, but we're already pricing that with the rough carpentry in this case. So, okay, so that's great. Let's add a little more content here. So I'm going to go back to the Legends, and we'll kind of pan down here to, let's grab a slab on grade. And did I pick it up? I don't know if I did. Pick up that slab. There we go. And so now let's just do a magic wand and we'll take this to the perimeter. So we just added in that slab. If we go to our concrete report, we'll be able to see that, okay, what's happening here? So right now we have a lot of elements coming through, which isn't how it should be. We want to, oh, I know what happened, is I refreshed that hot link. So we just need to refresh this one here. And for whatever reason that needed to be reassigned. But nonetheless, it's now up to date where we're just seeing the contents of that particular slab. And so now we can see our net volume and our area and our surface area. So those two being the same in this case. So, so yeah, we've added that in now as well. Let's go and let's pick up the settings of, let's just grab a roof and add a roof in. So maybe we'll grab this this roof that has 2x10 with insulation. So let's go back to our view, and we could actually go up a level if we wanted and just show that as a trace reference, or we could just model it in right where it is. Actually, let's just do it right here. Okay, so there we go. So let's select all of this in 3D. And we're starting to have a little shape coming to it. So a little bit more than just some walls. We have slab on the base, as well as the roof. So let's check out this roof structure. Roof tiles and coverings. We'll let this generate, and there we go. So there's our roof. We can see all the individual components. Right now we have, if we merge these, we have a total of, well, we don't have a count on here, I guess. So we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 8 of them total. The price, $7 per square foot. If we hit this little guy down there, it'll zoom us in. Obviously, these are being priced by square foot. And if we come over here, we have a surface area. So that's our takeoff in this case. And we could actually just, if we wanted to give this surface area a total, a sum, then we can see what our overall surface area is. So there we are, just under 3,600 square feet. And so, yeah, there we go. We have now our roof takeoff, which obviously is a nice thing to have being calculated automatically. And so at this point, we could, settle right here. And I think we've already covered a lot, but let's take another step further in setting up your project, and let's actually go and create an estimate from this. So I just want to show you over the next 5 minutes how quick and easy this is. So we've modeled in a few elements. We've got some walls, we have a roof, we have a slab. Let's go to our publisher now. And what we want to do is we want to create this publisher to a new estimate file. So the way we'll do that is we'll actually start in this folder here that's that includes the estimating folders. So there's one here set up for the legends file, so that you can go in and relink your legends into this estimate file, so you can see and test and make sure that everything is calculating the way you want. And then we also have this new estimate folder, which in this case we are going to copy this, and we'll just let this update real quick. And if we go into this folder, we'll see that we have a new estimate XLSM. That's a macro enabled Excel file, and we'll just call this estimate 1. And we can go back here, and I'm just going to rename this as well to estimate 1. Okay, so now that we've created a new estimate folder with the template itself, as well as all the blank cost reports already being published, what we're going to do is let's go to our publisher here, and let's just go to our publishing properties. We'll go in here. I'm going to navigate down to my products, ARC5D, the USA template, the estimate, and then within here we have those 3 different versions, the blank one, the legends, and then the new one we created. And I'm just going to select this folder up above one level from where I want to publish this folder. So we'll select this here because we're using a real folder structure in this case. So we'll hit OK. And then to get this to work and to connect, we just need to open up our estimate template file. And the first time that we open this, we'll just want to make sure that we enable the macros. So that's going to allow us to run this browse selection, where we're going to go in and just find that folder that we are publishing to, which is the cost reports folder here under estimate 1. And so we hit that, and so now we're ready to go. Let's just do a quick test by, let's grab our concrete reinforcement and our cast in place concrete. Let's publish these two just real quickly. There we go. So if we now go to cast in place concrete, hit refresh, there's our slab, $10,000 for that slab. If we go to our cast in place rebar or concrete reinforcement, we can see that we have about almost 5,000 in rebar based off a $2 per square foot total assigned to that slab right now, just kind of as a standard default value. So both of these should now be calculating through into our cost summary. And there we go. It's as easy as that to link up our estimate into from our cost reports in ARCHICAD. So, but we don't have to stop there. Let's do one more. Let's do our rough carpentry. So we publish that out. And let's also do our roof tiles. Why not? And of course, we don't have to stop there either. Let's do one more. Let's do our plaster and drywall. So we'll let this run. That one, these composite-based reports tend to take just a little bit longer than the element-based reports. That's just because it's going through and it's splitting out these different individual elements into multiple takeoff values. So it tends to take just a few minutes longer. But okay, so now that we've done that, let's go back to our cost report here. We can go to, let's see, which ones did we do? We did rough carpentry, so let's refresh. There we go. 26,000, 27,000 worth of rough carpentry. And now it's on our report here. We can do our roof tiles and coverings. So we can refresh that one. $25,000 roof right now based off $7 per square foot. We can do our, what else did we do? We did our plaster and gypsum board, so let's refresh this one. Okay, so you can see how quick and easy this is to just do a quick model, update, and see those quantity reports being updated, and then we just create that quick connection here into our data sources tab just by specifying the path, and that allows us to refresh on these individual takeoff sheets, which is a really powerful way of setting up your model for estimating. But we don't have to stop there either. Let's do one more level, which is this target based level. So right now we've gone through, we've done a few individual trades, but let's throw a number at this entire project. And we can do that by going here to our legends. I'm going to pick up the settings here from this this zone that we have. Oh, I don't want the fill, I want the zone. There we go. So we picked up this home example. And so let's just go to our first floor, and I'm just going to click right here in the middle and paste that zone. So there we go. We now have that zone in here, and we can check that by going to our zone-based report. So there we go. We have that zone all loaded up. Let's go to our publisher, publish out our gross square footage estimate. And this is just the default zone. So it's kind of just a baseline that you can use to set up your own. We'll refresh this onto the gross square footage tab. And there we go. So we can see that based off $250 a square foot, we're just under $500,000. And if we go back to our CSI summary, we can see all those different line items being set up. And now we can actually start comparing what we were originally planning with what we currently have in our model takeoff. So of course we just added the slab on grade, so we still need to add footings and miscellaneous concrete, so that will certainly increase. Our rough carpentry, we're at 1370. We were planning 35, so we still have interior walls, ceilings, and other rough carpentry to add in. Our roof right now, we're at $12.80 per square foot. Maybe that's a little high, and the reason for that is probably because the pitch on this roof for this shape of project is quite large. So let's reduce this down and just see what that impact is. Let's go to 8 inches per foot. We'll flatten that out a bit, and let's just republish roof tiles and coverings. Publish. Go back to our report here, and our total takeoff right now is just under 3,600. If we hit refresh, we can see that our total takeoff now is just over 3,000. So we saved about 500 square feet there, and we can see what that impact is just by quickly coming back. And so now we're just under $11 per square foot. So maybe we wanted to bump this one up a little bit more than what we were originally carrying. And if we want to carry this new value in our total, then we can just update it by checking our model-based takeoff versus our others. So yeah, I could keep going. There's tons of stuff to look at and talk about here. I get really pumped about all this, so I can't wait for the quantity and cost estimating training that we're going to be starting next week. We're going to take our time with that course and really start with the basics and build upon each different session. So I think it's going to be a really, really useful and practical training that's going to provide a lot of value. And then, for those that actually want to use this type of workflow, they can get a jump start, obviously, with these templates. So this USA version is all set up and available now at the ARCHICAD estimating.com website. If you go to the solutions page, you'll see all the different packages and bundles that we have available. And just so you know, the international version is almost ready. It's going to be coming out on August 12th, which is next Monday. So that's also Something I'm really excited about. It's really interesting to go from Imperial into the metric version. So we'll have more videos and tutorials coming out specifically on that one. But another thing that we have that is kind of a bonus right now is the example project that was donated. So big thanks to Gerald Hoffman, who allowed us to use this really awesome 10-story condo building as an example for demonstrating how all these different cost reports are used on a real life project. And we're actually recording each of these different steps into a step-by-step video tutorial series where we're going through just each of these different settings, each of these different steps, and just recording the application process of the ContraBIM 5D template on top of this master template example project. And so there's really a lot of interesting content and best tips, best practices in there. And so I'll do another video here shortly just on this, kind of doing an overview of this example project. But this right now is made available for anyone who's purchasing the combined AMT+C5D template. So I encourage you to check out the website, check out the webinar, the free posting on the webinar there as well. And I hope you'll join us for the quantity and cost estimating course. And if you're trying to implement quantities and cost estimating on your projects, I would highly recommend checking out the AMT+C5D template, because that's going to jumpstart you. You can see how quick in this video, this was only a 20-minute video, we already created a little house and set up a whole estimate and then some of those individual cost reports. So really powerful stuff. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out ARCHICAD estimating.com for more info, and we will catch you on another video.